Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's the author, and you're joining me for the Fast 15. Normally, we usually either go live or post at about 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but we're coming on just a little bit earlier for our time to kind of pause, check up, check in, enjoy an encouraging note from any of my books or audiobooks, close out with a couple of announcements and things along those lines. And as a reminder, with it being the first Wednesday of the month, this is the day that I pull a book from my library. You can see some of the things in the stacks there, and there's stacks around. But I'll pull something from my library that I feel is something that will hopefully speak to and speak for people. As we know, when life is lifing, you sometimes can't wait until the end of the day or the beginning of the next day for your time to kind of pause and reboot and refresh. So we hope this midday check-in that we've been doing really since like 2020. Yeah, hard to believe, since 2020. Hopefully it's giving you and others just a time to kind of just slow your roll for a minute and just get that reset that all of us need from time to time. So yeah, that's pretty much the philosophy behind it. So before we dive into our topic of the day, make sure to like, share, repost, all that, and then some, especially if you know somebody who's going through something, which kind of leads in to what we do before we get into our reading. We know that there are some of you that are watching live or some of you that will watch. There really are going through a challenging time. It could be financial, it could be health related, it could be relationships, things of that nature. So if you or someone you know is feeling it a little bit heavier and a little bit extra, please know there are people that care. Please take the time you need just to kind of slow things down. Slow down your moving parts and identify where do you go from here. If what you need is professional help and you have access to it, please go ahead and take advantage of it. If it's more of just changing up your routine, changing up your diet, changing up the people you're around, those types of things, identify constructive things. And sometimes, the importance of slowing things down is make sure that we don't put kerosene on a fire. So before you do something, that's all of us, let's kind of get at a point where our system's kind of calmer, we're in a better position to see things for what they are and identify the constructive things that we can do. So that's not just for anyone going through something extra, that's for all of us. By the same token, we've got people who are doing extremely well. We know there's people who are moving into a new place or getting a new job, or you've made a new friend, you've learned a new skill that is helping you grow professionally or community-wise or otherwise. If that sounds like you or someone else, congratulations to you. Take the time you need to kind of celebrate and reflect what you had to work through in order to get to where you are. So feed off the positive energy and let's keep building and growing, and let's, do what we can to help other people in the process. Just like in some way, shape, or form, we got help from somebody. Best way to say thank you is to help somebody else, to help them get to where they're going in a better space and place as best as possible. So those are the opening notes for the day. And now we're going to get into our topic. So for the first Wednesday that I do each month, I try to make sure to pull a book that I've read from another author whose work has definitely been inspiring, insightful, things of that nature. So I'm going back into the archives and digging into the crates with one of the colleagues in arts and entertainment, Ty Recitai. This is her book, Follow the Fire. It was actually a recommended book a couple summers ago through Wake Forest University magazine, and here's somebody who has a tremendous story. Find out more about her story, but a tremendous story covering a lot of ground, has grown leaps and bounds, and is really a positive difference maker, not only in arts and entertainment, but in the general community. Alum of Southern University, member of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. Like, she's doing some really, really positive things and has a powerful story. So I'm going to pull something from her book. Let's see. From this particular book, we're going to look at a segment from chapter 3, Can You Stand the Heat? So a section from chapter 3, Can You Stand the Heat? And I'm going to read this segment about sleepless nights. So here it goes, or part of it. You have You've got to be willing to lose some sleep and lose sleep on purpose. When you're promoting your brand, consistency is key. 80% of my gigs come from strangers who have never met me or heard my voice. They see me working and are drawn to my work ethic and consistency. I work and post so much that people get tired of me. This means I'm up all night, some nights, thinking and strategizing on how I can better market myself. I know all about beauty rest. I know how much sleep is needed and how important it is for your health. I'm not saying to kill yourself. If you become too sleep deprived, you're going to be cranky, easily irritated, and unfocused. So no, please don't kill yourself. However, you have to sacrifice a few of those recommended 8 hours to handle business if you are serious. Now, I like this because it's not only talking about like your day to day. If you're going to excel, you have to make some sacrifices. But this is more than just talking about your job or your career or pursuing your passion. This can be applied for other things. If you're, for example, if you're looking at making positive change in any area, you've got to be willing to make some sacrifices. So there's times where, yeah, you are going to lose some sleep. Now, you can't do that all the time because it's not sustainable, but you have to be open to understanding. There's going to be times where, yeah, you may have longer nights. There's going to be times where it's like, no, I can't hang out, even as an adult. There's going to be times where it's like, I have to put my money in other spaces and places. Or you know what? Like I said earlier, you can't always kick it. I mean, there are certain things that you're going to have to trade off. And even when I look at my experience, there are certain things I used to do that I don't and I can't because of where I'm trying to go. So that's for anybody. And I know, there's times that people are going to look at you cross-eyed and things along those lines. But when you've identified things that are going to allow you to grow professionally, personally, spiritually, or what have you, there's changes that you're going to make and there's sacrifices you're going to make. And it means that there's some things you might not be able to do all the time. So I like this message from Tyra Satai because it's clear she's made her share of sacrifices, but in making those sacrifices has positioned herself to do some of the things that she set out to do professionally and otherwise. And I look at any of us, there's times that, the rubber hits the road and we have to make tough decisions. We do. We're going to have to make tough decisions at times. But in making those tough decisions, they can help put us in a little bit closer where we're trying to go. So that's the message from Follow the Fire. Make sure to pick it up online or any of your favorite bookstores. So a couple of quick announcements. As I said, I've had to start a little bit earlier. Many, many, many thanks to the Printed Word bookstore up in Portsmouth, Virginia on August 1st. Shouts to the owners and the amazing people that were out there. Shouts to my moderator and host, Jazzy B for real. Make sure to check them both out on the gram. They're doing tremendous things. If you weren't able to come out to join us out in Portsmouth, Virginia, if you're in that area, if you live in Portsmouth, Norfolk, Virginia Beach, Newport News, Hampton, the Seven Cities, Suffolk, make sure to stop by the Printed Word. They are the newest bookstore carrying author-signed, meaning by me, author-signed copies of all my books. So shouts to the Printed Word bookstore and shouts to Jazzy B for real. Next Authors Talk will be coming up in the end of the month, August 28th, starting at about 5:15 p.m. in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, at the Book House in beautiful Ronalda Village. I had the blessing of being able to do a talk in January of 2024. This year coming back August 28th. 2025. Shouts to Lavinia Jackson, who's going to serve as the moderator host. She is an acclaimed author herself, outstanding poet, doing some great work in the Triads. If you live in the Triad, that means Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point, Kernersville, Clemens, all those areas, man. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys on August 28th. So info has just started coming out and will continue to go out. Those are really, I guess, like the main announcements as I'm trying to keep it efficient. Of course, we have some other things in the works that once they're ready, we're going to drop those. So definitely pay attention. For those of you that are subscribed to my gosh, my newsletter. I'm sorry. Those who are subscribed to my newsletter came out yesterday, so make sure to check your email and things along those lines. Oh, I got to update the Linktree, so I'll put that in the Linktree as well. But make sure to check out the current newsletter as we have recaps on our Authors Talk at the Printed Word, updates on some other stuff, so make sure to check it out. Shouts to Emery Rose Photography, our collaborative partner on the podcast Lens Depends. So the most recent event that we covered was PBR, Professional Bull Riding. That was the last Saturday of July at the Gas South District in Duluth, Georgia. So we'll be dropping another episode in the coming days, recapping that, as well as a couple other things that we're covering across the board. So shouts to Emery Rose Photography. Shouts to every reader, book club, bookstore, book festival, entity that's had me to speak and things along those lines. My barber John, everybody, man. I tell you what, I really appreciate everybody's support, encouragement, all those types of things. So just as you're encouraging me, I'm hopeful that I'm encouraging you. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's happening. I'm sure that there are some things, and when I remember, I'll share them. But I'm really just coming off a great experience in Portsmouth, and like I said, looking forward to getting back there. Oh, shouts to Social Butterflies Foundation. They did a tremendous job with their Butterfly Walk, which helps support those living with and living through lupus and fibromyalgia. That took place at the Boo Williams Sportsplex in Hampton. So shouts to Chastity Corbett and the amazing team of Social Butterflies. There's some awesome people doing some awesome work to help people out living with and living through those two health conditions. So make sure to check them out. Definitely make sure to check them out. And I know they have an event coming up next month, and they have ongoing things. So please check them out and please support as best as possible. But those are some of the biggest things that are happening. Just thankful and grateful, and in a good space. Hopefully this helps put you guys in a good space too. So as we close out, make sure to stay connected with me, here at AuthorASnorton. Linktree, linktr.ee/AuthorASnorton. Hopefully, our chat for today and any of our chats, give you a chance to kind of pause, reboot, refresh, reimagine, and what have you. So until next time, ladies and gentlemen, as I try to close out, I flip around the order, but the intent. Whether small or big, a victory is a victory. Whether slow or swift, movement is movement. So keep it victorious, keep it moving. All of you guys take good care. I will look forward to seeing you soon. Oh yeah, stay hydrated out there if it's too hot. For those of you that have been going through weather things, flash flooding to earthquakes and things along those lines, all of you guys, please be safe, please be careful, please get your information from quality and reputable sources. Follow precautions. Be careful because people need you. All right, you guys take good care. Look forward to seeing you soon. All right, peace.